Okay, so next up, let's focus on basically using some different methods to declare some tensors.
This video is brought to you by EpiPies Academy.
Okay, so now the first one is basically without mentioning the shape. Okay, so over here, let's first remove the shape variable. Okay, and now while declaring the tf.tensor, like without writing in the shape over here, we simply have to create two arrays. And let's give in a comma in between. Okay, so now basically we have 1 2 5, and then now we basically are giving in a space, and now let's enclose all of this in another array, so square brackets. Okay, so now as you can see over here that we are getting out the same tensor as we want. So this is how you can declare a tensor without basically specifying the shape beforehand, while directly passing on the values onto it. Okay, so let's clear the console first. And now we have got some more ways of also declaring a tensor. The first one is tf.tensor2d. Okay, so this basically does the very same task of what we just did. So in order to just read the code properly, TensorFlow has some of these methods which you can include, which can then be used to basically declare a two-dimensional tensor. Okay, so then we also have tf.tensor1d, which declares a one-dimensional tensor. Okay, so now to do that, let's type in a tf.tensor1d, and now basically we have to get rid of all of the other values over here. And now as you can see, we have got a 3-number tensor1d over here. Okay, so let's add another number over here, 89.0. And now we have basically have another one-dimensional tensor over here. Okay, so now we can also add a three-dimensional tensor. It will just be a way long statement, just like we did a two-dimensional tensor. And now after that, we also have a concept in TensorFlow which is called tf.scalar. Okay, so now if you compare it like this, a two-dimensional quantity can be defined as an entire plane. A one-dimensional quantity can be determined as a particular line, and basically a zero-dimensional object can be determined as something which is a point. Okay, so now in TensorFlow, similarly, we have got scalars, which are just single numbers which can be called upon as a point. And whenever we want to type in a single number in TensorFlow, basically we have to type in tf.scalar. So now let's do that over here. We have tf.scalar, and now inside this, let's basically pass on a number. Let's call this 4.0, and now we are again printing that particular tensor. Okay, so now as you can see, we have got the 4 printed out over there. And now with this, we have basically completed the part where we declare tensors in various different ways. Okay, the first one was to declare a particular shape and then give the tensor accordingly while simply passing in values. The second one was by declaring a particular dimension, or by using tensor 2d. Then the third one was using tensor 1d. Then the fourth one was basically by putting out separate numbers in separate arrays. And the fifth one was using a TensorFlow.scalar. Okay, so now a very important method which I would like you all to understand in TensorFlow is tf.zeros. So basically let's make this tf.zeros, so zeros. And now inside of the zeros, we basically have to specify the size of the tensor which we want as zeros. Okay, so let's first put in a square bracket because natively it takes in an array. Okay, so now to specify the size of the matrix, let's type in 4, 5. Okay, and now as you can see, we have got a 4,5 which has a 4 number of rows and 5 number of columns tensor, which is having only the values of 0 printed out. Okay, so with this we basically complete the part of declaring tensors and basically now declaring TensorFlow.zeros. This is particularly useful when we want to create an empty tensor. And now in the next lecture we'll be focusing on making a variable from the initial 0 values. Okay, so we'll use the tf.variable.